All right, so thank you all for joining us for our second Recognition Awards informational webinar. This webinar is being recorded, and we're also going to email the materials that we referenced during today's webinar in a follow-up email. In late 2022, the USDA Food and Nutrition Service established the Healthy Meals Incentives Initiative to provide direct support to school food authorities in improving the nutritional quality of school meals through food systems transformation, school food authority recognition and technical assistance, the generation and sharing of innovative ideas and tested practices, and grants. We're so grateful to USDA FNS for funding the Healthy Meals Incentives Initiative. We see this partnership as a wonderful opportunity to connect and follow through on both of our organizational commitments to ensure that every student has access to healthy school meals. We're going to take a quick minute to introduce our webinar team today. My name's Maureen Bailey, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm the Senior Manager of Professional Development and Evaluation at RMC Health, and I'm joined today by two of my colleagues, Jenna and Ava. Jenna, can you please unmute your microphone and introduce yourself?
Everyone, it's great to see you all today. My name is Jenna Kazmarski, and my pronouns are she, her. I am a nutrition program manager at Action for Healthy Kids.
Hello, nice to see everyone. My name is Ava Knezik. I'm the Senior Program Coordinator at Action for Healthy Kids. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I will be your tech support today. So if you have any issues with the Zoom meeting or accessing documents that we share, please send me a chat and I will help you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenna and Ava. We're also joined today by the HMI Program Director, Barb, and our HMI Senior Manager, Allison. And they're here today to help us answer any questions that arise during the webinar. So as a reminder, please use that Q&A feature on the Zoom toolbar to ask any questions. And our team is going to do their very best to answer all of the questions as they arise.
On the screen today is our agenda that we will be moving through. After today's webinar, you will be able to identify how to apply for a recognition award, identify the attachments for the Innovation in the Preparation of School Meals Award, and review an example of a completed application. Before we get started, we want to hear from you in a warm-up activity. Please type your response in the chat. Does your SFA incorporate scratch cooking in the meals they serve to students? And if so, what is a student favorite scratch cooked meal? So I'm seeing some folks that are not yet doing scratch cooking. See some yeses. I see enchiladas and pizza, pasta bar. Pizza again. It goes so fast. Chili. So many of you giving us lots of great examples. More enchiladas and fajitas. Cheese lasagna, mac and cheese. Oh, I saw shepherd's pie. That was always one of my favorites. Sausage gravy and biscuit, taco soup. Lots of really delicious scratch cooked meals being served across the nation. This is amazing. Chicken Alfredo, breakfast burritos. John Wayne casserole. Well, Ludi, I wish you could just share that with us. I do not know what that is. Maybe some of others on the call do know what that is. That sounds interesting. More biscuits and gravy, also one of my favorites. Okay. Thank you all for sharing that. That was really exciting to see all of the amazing scratch cook recipes that you all are sharing with your students.
Yes, thanks so much for sharing. I'm excited to learn more about all of the meals that you are preparing for your kids. All right, so now we're going to do a brief overview of our 8 recognition awards. As part of the cooperative agreement to develop and implement the USDA Food and Nutrition Services Healthy Meals Incentives Initiative, Action for Healthy Kids is offering the recognition awards to celebrate school food authorities that have made significant improvements to the nutritional quality of their school meals. So the recognition awards spotlight innovative and best practices, student and community engagement activities, and strategies schools have used to provide meals that are consistent with the 2020 to 2025 dietary guidelines for Americans. With these awards, our goal is to recognize exceptional school nutrition programs and hardworking school nutritional professionals, along with the contributions they make daily to their communities. School nutrition is a critical part of the holistic approach to child health that has the ability to transform the lives of students across the entire country. The Recognition Awards application is open, and it's going to close on June 30th of 2025. Applicants will be reviewed on a rolling basis throughout the application period. Again, there are a total of 8 recognition awards, and it's important to note that each award criteria must have been met within the last 12 months. So on the screen are our Trailblazer Awards. Within this category, there are 4 awards, including the Breakfast Trailblazer, Small and/or Rural School Food Authority Breakfast Trailblazer, Lunch Trailblazer, and Small and/or Rural School Food Authority Lunch Trailblazer. To qualify for the Small and/or Rural Awards, an SFA must have an enrollment of less than or equal to 5,000 students, and/or the majority of students within the School Food Authority are enrolled in a rural school as defined by a locality code of 41, 42, or 43, according to the National Center for Education and Statistics online tool. The link to this tool is being shared in the chat. You can also access it using the QR code on the screen. Next are the Innovative Practice Awards. With this category, there are 4 awards, including Innovative School Lunch Makeover, Innovation in the Cultural Diversity of School Meals, Innovation in the Preparation of School Meals, and Innovation in Nutrition Education. In today's webinar, we're going to focus on the Innovation in the Preparation of School Meal Awards. So innovation in the preparation of school meals entails the implementation of meal service of at least 3 new menu items, entrees or sides, prepared from scratch using a local agricultural product or USDA food. Criteria for this award include, but are not limited to, offering at least 3 new menu items, entrees or sides, prepared from scratch using a local agricultural product or USDA food. The scratch prepared menu items must be prepared from standardized recipes, provide the minimum creditable amount of at least 1 meal component, and fit into weekly meal pattern requirements. The recipe may be from a source other than the award applicant. For example, it can be from the Child Nutrition Recipe Box. A best practice is to use the USDA standardization process. The Institute of Child Nutrition offers a virtual training on the USDA Recipe Standardization Guide for school nutrition programs. A link to the enrollment page is being shared in the chat. You can also scan the QR code on the screen to access this resource. Another requirement is engaging students in the marketing of the new menu items. You can engage students in so many ways. You can have them support with development of a poster. You can have them do a poster selection. You can host focus groups with students and get feedback on how to best market to students. You can have students involved in recipe selection. You can host taste test events, and it goes on and on and on. Please refer to the reward criteria document to see all of the criteria for the innovation in the preparation of school meal awards.
Now that we've gone over a high-level overview of the awards, let's look at how you can apply. First, you'll go to the Healthy Meals Incentives website. The link to this site is being shared in the chat now. Once you go to this website, you will want to click on Recognition Awards tab at the top of the page. We've circled it in black on our screen so that you can easily see that. After clicking the Recognition Awards tab, you will scroll down to where you see Key Dates and Application Portal. In order to apply for a recognition award, you will click on the green Go to Portal button. You will be taken to the My AFHK portal login page. If you already have a portal account, you can simply log in, and if not, select Not a Member and create an account. Once you log into the portal, you will see this screen. You will click on the Recognition Awards tab. Scroll down until you see SFA profile. Click on that. You will then see the SFA profile page. Once you complete this page, you will click the Next Page button at the bottom right of the screen. You will then complete the School Food Authority profile. Once a School Food Authority submits the SFA profile application, this thank you message will appear. Once the SFA presses OK, they will automatically be redirected to this page in the portal. This page is now the page that will appear each time the SFA selects the Recognition Award tab. When scrolling down this page, the next step is to submit the state agency confirmation letter. This does not need to be completed in order to access the Recognition Award applications, but this will need to be submitted before an SFA will be able to submit an award application. This is what the state agency letter upload application looks like. Once the School Food Authority attaches and submits the state agency letter, they will see this screen. Click OK. Remember to click Save Progress as you are working on the application. The application will not automatically save for you. Today, we would like to walk you through a sample application for the innovation in the preparation of school meals. To apply for this recognition, your SFA will need to have met the following criteria. Within the past 12 months, the SFA implemented the meal service of at least 3 new menu items. They can be entrees or sides. They should be prepared from scratch using a local agricultural product or USDA food. The new menu items must have been offered as part of school meal service in at least one school. The scratch-prepared menu items must be prepared from standardized recipes. They must also provide the minimum credible amount of at least one meal component and fit into weekly meal pattern requirements. The recipe may be from a source other than the award applicant. An example is from the Child Nutrition Recipe Box. But as a reminder, a best practice is to use the USDA recipe standardization process. If the menu item contains grains, the grain must be whole grain rich, as defined by the grain requirements for school meals. And lastly, the SFA should engage students in the marketing of the new menu items. When you visit the website, as you can see on the screen, you can scroll down the page and select the appropriate icon for the award you're looking for. In this case, we are looking for innovation in the preparation of school meals, and the icon is a blue circle with an image of a pea pod. Below the description of the award, you can find a link to download the award criteria. Okay, so now we're back in the portal. And once you have clicked on the icon you're looking for, scroll down past the award criteria. Look for the drop-down that reads School Food Authority. Click the drop-down to select your School Food Authority. Then click Next Page at the bottom right. On the next page, you will find a list of required criteria where you will need to select Yes to confirm you have met the criteria and then provide supporting documentation.
The first required criteria states that within the past 12 months, the School Food Authority implemented the meal service of at least 3 new menu items. Again, they can be entrees or sides, prepared from scratch using local agricultural products or a USDA food. The new menu items must have been offered as part of a school meal service in at least one school. We will select Yes and then add a list of schools where these recipes were served. A sample template is going to be shared in the chat now. We're also going to send this out in the follow-up email. This template is optional, but it could be helpful when submitting your list. You can also scan the QR code on the screen to access this template. The next required criteria states that scratch-prepared menu items are prepared from recipes developed from a standardized recipe. They must also provide, at a minimum, at least one meal component and fit into weekly meal pattern requirements. There are no specific nutrition limits or targets. However, the recipe should contain appropriate calories, total fat, saturated fat, and sodium so that it will average out over the week to meet meal pattern requirements. Scratch food production may incorporate some minimally processed items as close to their original state as possible, including prepackaged tortillas, pizza dough, rolls, buns, and breads, meat, beef crumbles, unseasoned cooked meat, chicken, fish, individually quick, frozen fruits and vegetables, and seasoned uncanned, or sorry, and unseasoned canned fruits and vegetables. However, semi-homemade or speed scratch menu items, condiments, salad dressings, grain-based desserts, sauces do not qualify for this award. Additionally, for any menu items containing grains, the grains must meet the whole grain rich as defined by USDA's grain requirements for school meals. For our sample application, we will select yes for all of the criteria and then begin to submit our supporting documentation. In our sample application, School District ABCD has selected 3 new scratch recipes to submit: jollof rice, Mexican beef picadillo, and fajita-style vegetables. School District ABCD used 3 recommended sites to help them identify and select recipes. The jollof rice recipe is from the Child Nutrition Recipe Box. Mexican beef picadillo is from Chef Ann's Lunchbox Recipes. And the fajita-style veggies was found on healthyschoolrecipes.com from the Culinary Nutrition Associates. These are excellent recipes to submit. In addition to meeting all required criteria, these recipes have some cultural significance to this school district. So in their application, District ABCD describes their diverse student population of students with origins from West Africa and a significant number of students with Hispanic and Latin heritage. And these recipes could have a very easy carryover to the innovation and cultural diversity of school meals, since they were developed in collaboration with students in the community to better reflect the cultures of students within the district. So we're going to be sharing links to those recipes shortly, but you can also scan the QR code on the screen to access each recipe. The 3 recipes you use will need to be uploaded as attachments to your application. So you can see on the screen that the USDA recipe and the Chef Ann's Lunchbox recipe do meet the USDA standardized recipe process, which is a best practice. Again, not a requirement. We only need it to meet a standardized recipe. So these recipes can be submitted as downloaded from the sites or after you've entered them into your USDA approved nutrient analysis software. And the links to those recipes are being shared in the chat now. When we look at the fajita style veggies, it doesn't contain all of the required information that's needed, including vegetable subgroups. For any recipes without the that are not obviously standardized, you're going to need to convert that recipe to the appropriate format before you submit it. So again, you may submit the recipe downloaded from your own USDA approved nutrient analysis software. If you don't have the nutrient analysis software, you may also be able to enter the recipe into USDA's recipe analysis worksheet, as in this example, and submit that worksheet as your documentation. You can access the recipe analysis worksheet tool from USDA's Food Buying Guide web-based interactive tool online at the link on the screen. It's also being shared in the chat. So once you have the recipes in the correct format, you can go ahead and upload them to your application in the portal. As a reminder, all recipes are required to be standardized. However, you are not required to use the USDA standardization process. You can use another format.
The next step is to add a description of the actions undertaken to provide the scratch prepared menu items. How local or USDA foods are key ingredients and outcomes, including plans to permanently include any of the 3 new menu items in the school meal menu. The description should be in 4 paragraphs or that are 200 words each. An optional template is available, and we will be sharing that in the chat. It will also be shared with you in a follow-up email. If you're going to use the template, please make sure to use Century Gothic 12-point font. Using this font, the 4 paragraphs should easily fit on the 2 pages provided. Use headings for each section described to help our reviewers see that you have met all of the criteria. We are about to review excerpts from sample responses to application questions. A PDF of the sample responses is also being shared in the chat. You can also access this document by scanning the QR code that's on your screen. First, we're going to look at what components need to be included in your application for the actions your SFA took to provide the scratch prepared menu items, how you used local or USDA foods as key ingredients, and your outcomes. A great application will describe any changes made to your kitchen staffing, your kitchen layout, and/or your equipment and supplies. You might also want to share your food preparation methods and the timing you used for the new recipes. For example, in our sample application, ABCD School District evaluated equipment needs and implemented culinary training to help their staff successfully execute these new recipes. Your description should identify which ingredients are local or contain USDA foods and why those ingredients are important. Applications will also describe how scratch recipes were found or created and how you tested them, including if and how students were involved. Our sample application used the suggested ICN, Chef Anne's Lunchbox, and Healthy School Recipes resources. They also implemented a student food show and food sampling program to ensure student voice was included in their recipe selection and integration. Finally, be sure to include any of your outcomes, including plans to permanently include any of these 3 new menu items in your school meal menu. Reviewers will be looking for information on student feedback on each scratch menu item, how the feedback will be incorporated into meal preparation going forward, if the items will be served in the future, and the frequency they will be served. You will also want to describe any changes or modifications that will be made in kitchen operations, menu items, student engagement, or meal preparation as a result of preparing and serving these scratch items. ABCD District noted a change in perceptions about their meal program and a measurable increase in participation as outcomes of their scratch recipe initiative. The last step in this section is to submit a production record showing service of each recipe. A PDF of the records used in the example is going to be shared in the chat, and you can also access this resource by scanning the QR code on your screen.
The final requirement is to show that the school food authority engages students in the marketing of new menu items. Another optional template is available and is being shared in the chat now. The description is again limited to 4 paragraphs of about 200 words each. Using Century Gothic 12-point font, the text should also fit into the 2 pages provided on the template. Headings are recommended to help the reviewers identify the criteria met. You can access the student engagement template by scanning the QR code on the screen or by clicking the link that Ava is sharing in the chat. To access Team Nutrition taste testing resources, please scan the bottom QR code on the screen or select the link being shared in the chat. In the next section of the application, you will describe student activities, marketing strategies, and their outcomes. A strong application will describe the student engagement activities, who was included, where it was held, and when during the school day it happened. For example, in our sample application, District ABCD describes a student food show where new recipes are tasted and tested on and voted on by students. Applications will also describe marketing strategies, including the audience goals and materials that were created as a result. In our sample district, winning recipes from the student food show are used to create a back-to-school social media campaign to introduce students and parents to the new recipes and menu items. Application should also describe the outcomes, including student feedback, why each activity and marketing strategy was important, what students learned from it, how students will be engaged in marketing strategies in the future. Our sample applications food show provided a significant amount of nutrition education, which could potentially become the foundation for another recognition award for innovation in nutrition education. Look for opportunities to highlight activities in your district that could also qualify for multiple awards. Now the bulk of the submission is complete, and the last required documentation is a menu with the recipe items. Ensure the recipes are uploaded with credible meal components and the source of the recipe highlighted. And finally, upload an optional 2 or 3 clear photos of the school meals, including the scratch prepared menu items and/or the student engagement activities with release forms providing USDA with royalty-free unlimited rights to the use and printing of the photographs and parental permission forms when applicable. The link to access those forms are on the screen, and they're also being shared in the chat. And remember to ensure the school nutrition director for your district has reviewed the application and will attest to the accuracy of the information provided. The signature also states that your school food authority agrees to cooperate with USDA and Action for Healthy Kids upon request to publicize your efforts. We want to celebrate with you, and marketing that is so important. Once you have their electronic signature, you can click submit, and then you are done with the application.
So once you have successfully received an award, there is a lot included in what SFAs will receive. We aren't going to cover everything that's included during today's webinar, but here are a few highlights. If your SFA receives the award, you will receive a recognition awardee toolkit. This will include a digital badge that can be incorporated into district and school websites, along with some other digital assets. You will also receive a stipend for travel expenses to attend the Healthy Meals Summit in downtown Las Vegas in October to share best practices and learn from other school nutrition professionals on the strategies they used to earn their recognition awards. In addition to this, your SFA will receive recognition in the monthly awards communications that can include Action for Healthy Kids newsletters, postings on the HMI program and partner websites, and social media sites. We will also have national and local press releases and so much more. In addition, we will provide templates and some celebratory ideas for recognizing the school nutrition team at the school and/or district level. This is not an exhaustive list, and we can't wait to share and start celebrating with you. So now we will end with some questions that you may be having.
First question is for Jenna. Jenna, do speed scratch recipes for sides or main dishes meet award criteria?
Speed scratch recipes do not meet award criteria. Semi-homemade or speed scratch menu items, condiments, salad dressings, grain-based desserts, sauces, etc. are not qualifying menu items for purposes of this award. Scratch food production incorporates ingredients as close to their original state as possible. Prepackaged tortillas, pizza dough, rolls, buns, and breads, including proof and baked breads and sandwich bread, dry pasta, canned beans, fajita chicken meat, beef crumbles, unseasoned cooked meat, chicken, fish, individually quick frozen fruits and vegetables, and unseasoned canned fruits and vegetables are acceptable ingredients in menu items prepared from scratch for this award.
Thank you, Jenna. Maureen, you shared that SFAs that receive an award will get a travel stipend to attend the Healthy Meals Summit in October 2024. What does the travel stipend include?
Great question, Ava. So the travel stipend will include airfare, your hotel accommodations, and also meals. So it really is a great trip out to downtown Las Vegas to celebrate the work that your SFA and other SFAs across the nation are doing.
Thank you. Jenna, question for you. My SFA applied for an award. When will I learn if we received the award?
Your applications will be reviewed on a rolling basis, and you can expect to receive a response within 2 months of submitting your application.
Thank you. Maureen, question for you. Can you reapply for an award if you did not receive it after the first try?
Yes, absolutely. If you applied for an award, but it wasn't awarded to you, you're going to have access to technical assistance to support you in identifying what area or areas didn't meet the award criteria initially. So you'll have support in your reapplication process.
Great, thank you. And Jenna, our last question is for you. Can my SFA apply for more than one award?
Yes, there are a total of 8 recognition awards. SFAs may apply for any number of awards. However, 2 of the 8 awards are specifically for small and or rural SFAs. The Small and or Rural SFA Breakfast Trailblazer Award and the Small and or Rural SFA Lunch Trailblazer Award. Therefore, if you are not a small and or rural SFA, you may apply for a total of 6 different awards. An SFA may only receive each award once between now and June 30th of 2025. Therefore, an SFA cannot win the same award twice.
So a few quick reminders for you today. First, the QR code on the screen is a folder with all of the documents that we very quickly reviewed during today's webinar, including a PDF of today's slides. We're also going to share these resources with everyone in a follow-up email, so know that is coming. Next, remember to set up your SFA profile on the portal in order to apply for a recognition award. If you would like to attend the February 28th webinar to receive additional information about the recognition awards, please register. The link for the registration is being shared in the chat now. This Recognition Awards informational webinar is going to focus on the innovation in nutrition education. If you would like any support with the application process, please email awards@healthymealsincentives.org. This email address is being shared in the chat and it is also on the screen. Once you close out of this webinar, a survey will appear. Please complete the survey questions. We review all of the feedback that people provide, and we really strive to implement that feedback we receive in our future webinars. Our team is going to stay on Zoom for a few minutes to work through some of those questions that were asked in the Q&A feature on Zoom. And we'll also be providing, again, some responses out in that follow-up email. So thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to celebrating your nutrition program with you. We hope you have a great rest of your day. And I know December is so challenging in school, so you've got this, and we can't wait to see you again in the new year. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
And again, if you have questions, if you put them in that Q&A feature, we're going to be working through those for the next handful of minutes. Thank you so much for being here today.